Hello, and we are back with our Batman the Animated Series episodes commentary. My name is Gus, but you can call me BATGUS. And today we have a very, very interesting episode here in the series called I Am the Knight. And if you know this episode, you know that it's probably one of the most important in terms of character development for Batman. So let's go into it. As usual, I'm going to do my countdown so we can watch the episode together if you have your DVD box set or Blu-ray box set or streaming service with Batman the Animated Series, all right? Let's go in 3, 2, 1, give it a play. The Warner Bros. Logo is on the screen. And yes, I Am the Knight. This is an episode that is really interesting. And again, just like episodes Almost Got Him or Appointment in the Crime Alley, this is probably on the top 10 lists of best Batman the Animated Series episodes, because it's an episode that goes really deep into the psychology of Batman, and we see him for the first time in the series as a really broke character. There is an event that happens in the episode that really breaks this character, worse than Bane breaking his bat in the lore. So it's an episode that I consider very important to show that even though we always see Batman as this guy who is always in control, who is always focused and is always driven to a goal that is to always go after the criminals and always purge the evil from Gotham City, even him can be broke if the worst circumstance shows up, which is going to happen in this story. And we start the episode in the Batcave, and we see Batman sitting on a chair while Alfred shows up to bring him some food, and he says he's tired. And we can see that he is completely depressed, and it's a very interesting and different way to see Batman in the history of the show, because we've never seen him give up or feeling broke or feeling tired or feeling aimless, right? Because he finally got to a point where he doesn't know why to continue. He tells Alfred the war goes on and goes on, and there's no way for me to finally solve it. There's no way to stop it. It will go on forever. And why this happened, why he is in this condition, we're going to see, because we start the episode in this scene, but there's going to be flashbacks, maybe, or not exactly flashbacks, where we go back in time to see what exactly happened. And yes, Batman in depression. This is why this show is so adult for its time, is so groundbreaking for its time. I also remember these being one of the episodes that was recorded in my VHS tape or recorded in one of my VHS tapes, since the show was broadcast in my Brazilian television, because I am from Brazil, every Sunday morning, right? So I used to watch and record the episodes in a tape to watch it during the week, because it was only broadcast on Sundays. And I remember this episode being one of those that I had recorded. So as a kid, watching an episode like this, where we see Batman in this condition and with such an adult plot, because it has nothing to do with big villains or fancy adventures. This time is basically Batman going after a regular criminal that escaped from Blackgate Prison. And his name is Jazzman, which is a funny name, by the way. But the idea is that, we're going to see what's going to happen. Now we see Batman back at the crime alley, and he finds the Dr. Leslie Tompkins there. And as usual, he follows his tradition of putting a flower onto the ground near the spot where the Waynes were murdered. And this is, we also see a plot line about this kid who is living in the streets, and he maybe works for some criminals. I don't remember now if it is explained. Again, like I always say, I don't watch these episodes before watching it with you. I remember some plot lines, but I don't remember all of them. So these crooks show up and bully him to give them some money. That's what it looks like. One of them looks like Sagat from the Street Fighter game because he wears an eye patch and he's bald. But anyway, Batman shows up to help the kid, and he takes those guys down. And the kid tells Batman to not worry about him. And during while taking these guys down, one of them fell over the flower that Batman placed on the floor, and he tells Leslie Tompkins to take care of the kid, right? Because she has a shelter for homeless people in the town. Meanwhile, Commissioner Gordon is managing a takedown in a warehouse in Gotham, where some criminals are hiding inside, and among them we have Jazzman, which is this probably a small or medium kind of gangster that wants revenge against Gordon. And the idea here is that Batman was supposed to show up in this takedown to help the cops, as usual, right? Because the cops in Gotham are kind of useless. And because of his appointment in the crime alley, he arrives late at the location. And once he arrives, we have this very cool scene because there are choppers surrounding the place where the criminals are, and the criminals shoot against the chopper, and the whole thing crashes. I mean, the chopper falls down and crashes and explodes in a huge mushroom of fire. And I mean, it's probably tragic for the cops inside the chopper, but at least we have this very cool shot of the explosion behind Batman once he's in the top of the roof. And then we also have this very cool scene where he walks sideways on the wall of the building, of course, hanging by a rope, and tosses some gas bombs inside the warehouse. And the criminals, they cough and all that stuff. And Jazzman, he's able to escape through one of the windows. He jumps from one of the windows and gets a truck to run away from the place. And Batman follows on chase. He jumps on the truck as well. We have this very cool chase scene with Batman on top of the truck, and Jazzman goes through a barrier created by the cops, and Batman he attaches his grappling hook by a chain in the truck and also shoots the cable on a pole, and this causes the cable to stretch and the truck to Jazzman loses control of the truck once the cable stretches, and he crashes the truck onto a near building. Very cool action scene for the start of these episodes. But unfortunately, all the cops and Batman missed the fact that Commissioner Gordon was shot during the whole action. We see him fallen to the ground in a very shocking revelation. Then we cut to the hospital. We have all these doctors taking Commissioner Gordon for an emergency surgery. Meanwhile, Batman, he walks over the building to get to the room where Gordon is. So yeah, this is the event that breaks the Batman in this episode, right? Because he blames himself for the failure of letting Gordon being shot by Jazzman. And he blames himself for the fact that he was late to the takedown. And yeah, that's very sad. So this episode is almost like a crime drama, right? We have this very tragic event happening. Batman goes to visit Gordon in the room, and he sees the old man on the bed, in coma, of course, still alive, but hanging for his life. And Barbara Gordon shows up. Let's remember that she isn't Batgirl yet. So it's another episode featuring her and developing her character for her future in the show. And this is where we have Bullock showing up inside the room and not helping the situation at all, because he also blames Batman for what happened to Gordon, which makes Batman even more, depressed. Actually, if you think about it, it was not Batman's fault, right? Because he was there when, he got there before Gordon was hit, right? So it's not his fault that Jazzman shot the commissioner. But anyway, he blames himself, and then we have this scene that for me as a kid was very, deep and a little too much for me to react to, because we see Batman destroying many things in the Batcave in pure anger, right? He knocks everything down, and he destroys his vials of testing tubes. Then he pushes his computers to the floor, and then he screams to the air, and all the bats fly away, inside the cave. So it's very Tommy Wiseau scene, a little. I'm sorry, I had to remember this reference. We have almost The Room kind of situation here. But anyway, we also see that Jazzman is put again in Blackgate's prison and sentenced by Judge Vargas. Yes, if you remember the episode, The Strange Secrets of Bruce Wayne, you remember Judge Vargas. At least I know this is her, right? The judge from that episode. And then we see Jazzman in the patio of the prison talking with another guy, and he receives the news that Gordon is still alive, so he needs to finish the job. This guy is very driven to kill Gordon, right? He really wants revenge because he blames Gordon for spending 6 years in the prison, right? So he needs to finish the job. And then we cut to a scene that I really love in this episode, because we have Dick Grayson going to the mansion, and he comes down to the cave, and he needs to talk to Batman. He's the only one who can actually help in this situation. Actually, Alfred called him, right? So, but he's the only one who is able to talk some sense into Bruce, and he actually jokes, Bruce, if you stay down here any longer, you're gonna grow mushrooms in your armpits. I mean, what a silly joke, but anyway. And so yeah, Batman, I don't remember now, somebody said something like, he's been in the cave for 2 days without coming out. At least I remember something like that. I don't know if the dialogue has passed, but I mean, 2 days in the suit, he must be a little smelly. But anyway, but yes, this is the thing that I like about this episode, because here we see the real friends of Batman, the ones that really can talk to the human inside the whole facade of the crime fighter, the caped crusader, you know, the ones that can really touch his heart. And this is what Dick does here. And I think the role of Robin in this episode is crucial to get Batman out of the situation, which is something that we as humans, we must always remember, because we have our problems. We have sometimes people offend us or call us names, or we go through situations in this life that put us down and breaks us. And the only element that can bring us up or can bring us back is the people around, is the real people that care for us. And even for a character like Batman that understands, this is something that I love about Batman Begins, for example, when he understands that there are people around him that care for him, and he needs to use this mask, this symbol, to protect the people around him. It's not just, it's not just a symbol to frighten the enemies. It is something that gives him the anonymity to go down his journey. So this is a very important message. And again, I think you, me, everybody who is listening, we all go through these moments that life put us down and breaks us. But the important thing is to have the right people around. And this is what I love about the Bat family, the concept of the Bat family. The fact that, Batman, like the movie The Batman, for example, he is this loner, he is this driven guy that only cares about his journey, his goal to purge evil. But in that sense, if he goes down this road without anybody around, or without or excluding people around him, he will end up dead, empty, and once he gets the Bat family, the Robins, the Batgirl, everybody, you see that usually in the Batman stories, he becomes a little more human, right? And we can at least connect more with this character. And this is what happens here. I mean, Robin still tries to talk some sense into Bruce, and he says, he warns Bruce that Jasmine escaped from prison. I forgot to mention this, but I was so deep into my own thoughts that I forgot to mention that Jasmine was able to escape the prison. So everybody is worried that he might try to get Gordon in the hospital room. And Robin tells Batman that he's going to do something if Bruce doesn't come out of his depression. He's going to go there by himself. And then in the last minute, once Robin is riding his bike to go out of the cave, Batman shows up and goes, no, this is between me and him. So Batman finally decides to stand back and go back on the horse and do what's right. As Rocky Balboa said once, they can put you down as many times as they want. As long as you stand back up every single time, nobody can beat you. I know the words are not that, but that's the message. So that's what we see here. And then we have this scene where Jasmine shows up at the hospital and he's ready to kill Gordon, and Batman shows up. He's using this platform where the cleaners clean the windows of the building, and Batman shows up, and the platform almost falls. Both men hang for their lives on it, and the Jasmine is able to crash into the room through the window and enter the place. And we have this very dramatic and wonderful scene where he gets the gun and Batman is still climbing the platform outside to get to the room. And he's going to shoot, Jasmine is going to shoot Gordon, and Batman tosses that bladed batarang and hits the weapon in Jasmine's hand, disarming him in the right moment. What a great scene. And then Bullock comes in and arrests Jasmine again. So the guy will never get his revenge, not in this life or the next. And then we have this beautiful scene that Gordon wakes up and tells Batman that he wishes that he was younger to be like him, to be this hero that saves people. And Batman tells him, "But you are a hero." What a beautiful scene. He also tells Batman that he must keep going, forever. And this gives Batman his confidence again to keep going. Then we have this scene where Batman finds the homeless kid from the beginning of the episode, and he thinks the kid is going to steal a suitcase from another person in a bus stop. But once he approaches the kid, the boy tells him that no, this is his own suitcase, and that he decided to go home and to get a real life, I suppose, instead of being this little crook on the streets, playing tricks on people, because that's what he did in the beginning of the episode. And he gives this, he says that Batman was the one that inspired him to do that. So once again, Batman regains his confidence and realizes that, yes, he is important for the city. He is the beacon that keeps Gotham alive. And we end the episode with this beautiful smile from Batman, having this realization that he is important for the city. All right, this is it. I am the Knight. Thank you so much if you watched the episode until now. And if you are liking the content of BATGUS, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more commentaries in the future from this show and future shows that I'm planning to comment very soon, alright? See you in the next Bat video, and bye-bye.